everybody, and welcome back to another stream. If you're new here, hi, my name is Petra, and today we're gonna do an Illumicrate unboxing. I already have the box, I do have my scissors ready, so let's start it and let's see which book comes with the mail today. As always, it is a bright yellow box. I love those, because it means Illumicrate, of course. I think it's very nice that Illumicrate does do like a different color than normal, like cotton, like brownish color, or any black boxes that, for example, Loot Crate has. It really gives them their own look, their own feel. I do know that they also have other boxes, like they now have like they have a relaxed box. They call it like aftercare or something. And they now have a new box. And that one is more like night themed. But I don't know if they're still like yellow or not. I'm really wondering about that. So I have to get into those. Yeah, for the Illumicrate one. Let's open up. I'm really curious to see. Because I already saw the theme last time, so we're not gonna redo the guested theme that we mostly do on this stream, or at least lately do on the stream, because I already know it, so it wouldn't help. Because the theme today, like for this month, is going to be you win or you die. Immediately, if I think about this theme, I am thinking about the Hunger Games. It's one of the series that I've at least seen in the movies. I've read the first book, and the theme really gives off those vibes. I don't know if there is going to be an item dedicated to the Hunger Games, but I think that will definitely fit the theme. Let's see. I will, as always, describe from which book the item is, and whoever would be the designer of it. So the first item, it's a full box. Look, it's very stuffed. I don't see any filling material, so that's really nice. So I hope that the items are as well. First one, see fire sketching. It is the artwork of this is done by Kelly Chung, I believe you will pronounce it. And indeed, it is inspired by the Hunger Games. So first item already that I thought it would be definitely a good series to have with this theme. So let's see how it does. I'm wondering why they choose for like blue and the pink. Because when the Hunger Games, I'm more thinking about like red because of the fire and the embers, more of like black in combination, maybe even. So yeah, but let's see if the design, let me change my mind. Getting it out of the plastic. Let's see. Always be very carefully about opening things. So even like unwrapping things can be designs that I would like to see or anything. This one, there's not really an artwork, I believe, as far as I can see. So put that to side and let's see about the towel. Okay. Oh, it's a big towel. Okay, I like those. Because those then you can go to the beach or anything. I have to turn it around as I see. Oh, okay. Let me get back a little bit. Hopefully we'll get my chair out of the way. Hopefully I'll get it on there as complete. I don't know if you will see it from so far, but I will have these at one point had the whole toe out. So now I see the whole design. I'm not really bothered by the colors. I think they're really fine. It's not like a full design that I will say it's about like the Hunger Games, but like on the bottom there is like Katniss Everdeen, like a depiction of her, and I don't know, like it was called like fire sketching, so I think it's being on the second book. That's also why there's like more water on the bottom, because in the second one you have like the starting of the arena was like the water pole. So yeah, this will definitely be an item I will keep for myself. It's a nice one to go stick with the beach. It is big. Like when I handed it lit it up, it was almost as big as me, so nice one. Maybe not as big as, but it definitely is nice. I mean, if you have to lie on something on the beach, definitely do it on a nice blanket, like a nice towel. So that was item number 1. Didn't have to search up for the book. I already know it. That's really nice. So let's continue with item number 2. So, item number 2 is a very small package. And it says Guess the Character Card Game. The contents are 2 sets of 20 character cards and 20 mystery cards. And the aim of the game is to ask questions to guess your opponent's mystery character before they guess yours. Play how you do it. Each character gets 1 set of character cards, teal, purple. So they're in there, there are probably 2 cards. Then you place your character cards face up in a 4x5 layout. Shuffle the orange mystery cards, and each player takes 1 without revealing which card they have. This is the character your opponent is trying to guess. Put the rest of the orange cards aside. And then you take turns asking a question to work out which character your opponent has. Keep it fun by asking subjective questions and avoid physical descriptions questions. For example, does your character look like they read a lot? That will be the most fun. Understandable, but like for if you don't know about a lot of characters, then do description apart a little bit. I mean, it would be very useful to know if the character is like a male or a female. So, okay, that's. But I still don't really know why there's like the cost, like the character cards that you have like 4x5 layouts. Maybe that are like cards of the possible characters that there are in the deck. Okay, I'm going to open it, and I hope I will have an answer for you. Because if that's the case, then I can understand like the questions. Oh, the depictions are beautiful. Okay. Whoever designed, okay, let me see who's designed it. The artwork is by Poe. Their like name on social media is Polarts. Oh, Pole Arts. Polarts. And it's designed by Jane Tibbetts, and you can find her at like social media at Chattinora. Oh, Chattinora did already more art, and you have like the purple cards, like purple. You have and the teal ones, and then you have the orange like cards. And then from the other side, if you like not the back, but there's these beautiful artworks. I think Poe really did a lovely job on those. I can show like a lot of them. They're beautiful. Okay. So, already what I said, if you don't know a lot of characters, because you haven't read all the books, like I do, Then there are like hard to guess because there's only like names on there. For example, alias here. There's only alias. There's no book where they're coming from. It's only like the name. I don't know if it's really like characters from books. Gideon. I think I heard Gideon's from somewhere, so I know, yeah, they're probably like characters from books. But yeah, that would be like my only remark right now on the artworks, is that it's good that there's like the name of the character on there, but like for anyone who's looking at the character art and says like, I love this character, from which story is he? There's nothing. There's nothing on there that depicts like from where it is. It also doesn't have like an info sheet like separately that says which book, which character belongs to which book. So yeah. Okay, but now to my next question: what are the row 4x5? I understand now, because these are the teal cards, which has like also characters, and these were the mystery cards that you have to guess. So indeed, like in your 4x5 row, there are the characters that all the characters that possibly can be guessed into, like that the other one could have as a mystery card. So, okay, now I can understand that you shouldn't ask like any physical questions, because if you're saying like, okay, if there are like, is it a male, then you can, and it says yes, then you can just flip down all the like the female ones. Although you can also make a sport out of it to like how fast can you guess which character the other one has. So you can also make a sport out of it. And then you have to learn how to like best ask these questions, let's say today. So yeah, it is a guess book game. So I think those are fun. I played them when I was young a lot. And indeed, I played it on the way, like also physical descriptions and how fast can I like guess the other one by flipping them down. This is nice. I do have to play it once with the other, like with somebody else, to see if it would be a game that I will keep in there. If it's really like nice playable, because it's now with cards instead of like a board with flipping stuff, because that's easy, because then you can just write, oh, it's a male, so okay, well, flip down all the females, for example. So just have to play that once to see. Luckily, I have on Wednesday. I always have like my normally I will have the Dungeons and Dragons night, but once in a month I will have the like a regular game night in which we are going like to play any kind of games. So I can maybe ask to play around this one. And you can even do this as, actually it says like 2 players, but I think you can also do it in teams, and then you have to guess like from the other team which card he has, and you can like split the question. So now you can ask a question, and then you have to guess it as fast as possible. Okay. There's a lot of effort in making those characters. I think this is an item that is really like worth money, because like making those art for all those characters does cost a lot of time. I don't know if they like the one who made the artwork, so that was Poe, already made those, because if they had, they can just recycle the artwork, but otherwise it takes so much time to make this, and I think that's like overall, so you already made it, so already a lot of time is in there. And any 2D artist that makes any kind of art should be rewarded as such. So I think this is an item worth a lot. Same with the towel, also art piece, but it's like 1 art piece, and this is like a lot of art piece, and especially because there's not only a 2D artist who makes the stuff, but also like a designer who made the design of the cards, which I do have give a tip for like less familiar readers. So make an info sheet for like the characters, like from which books they are. So that's my only for the designer for next time. But it's not a con, I would say. It's just a tip. Neutral point. Let's go to the next item because I still have to go a few more items. It is a box. Doesn't say like what it is inside. Some artwork on there. Mostly that means that the artwork is also on the item, but let me see. Okay. They're cups. They're cups. There's one like slightly pinkish one, slightly yellowish. It's a bubble plastic. I have to say that for the Illumicrate, because I know that they're coming from America, they have to ship very far. I myself live in the Netherlands. I think there's like never been an item that has been broken or damaged. I think they are doing a great job on that. So yeah, I will just say that if you are ordering here, you never had a problem with it. So there are teacups. There are like the ones without like a cup ear on it. So they're like really for like drinking your tea. Like it always gives me like those like Asian vibe. They're holding the tea like this and they were drinking. So yeah, I do prefer like big tea cups if I drink them. So those are not for me, even though the design is lovely. I sometimes do not prefer like designs on cups. And if these were like bigger ones with the ears, I probably would have kept them. For now, not sure. I don't think so. They're lovely, but they're not my size. I prefer a big teacup if I drink tea. And this is not. This is more almost like coffee, cappuccino size things, and I prefer my teacups just bigger. So here you see the pink one. Love. So nothing to say on the designs. The designs are lovely. I do love this. I do love designs that have like strong line art around them. I don't even have to be like in the center. Like you see the line art like on the sides, but not as strong like in the imagery. I hope that you understand what I mean with that. They have like smaller lines in there. Okay, so this is item number 3. So from the 3 that I already have, I will only probably not use one. That's not bad. That's actually really good for lately Illumicrate boxes. Number 4 is a pouch. Pouches can be used for like almost anything. I don't know what I'm gonna use for yet. Oh, I forgot for the last item from which like book they are inspired. And the teacups are inspired by a magic steeped in poison. For real drinking tea with stuff. I do see that my battery is almost low, so I make a small break in there to keep like getting my like adapter, and I will be like back in a sec. Okay, and we are back. So I just make sure that I didn't like ended the stream earlier than expected. Okay, so back to the pouch. Red pouch, very colorful. From the inside, it is silverish. So it is embroidered. I think that's a skill that is really worthwhile to learn. I haven't, sadly. Still, I'm working on learning some new skills, also like sewing, and why do I think that those skills are worthwhile? Because you can make like designs that are like from like clothing or anything that are nice but need like your own individual touch, you can just make it your own. Like with Huig, you can just put something extra on it, like a line of extra decoration, or maybe some make something longer or shorter even, and then just adjust the edges. With embroidery, you can put on imagery that gives you like a little bit more of a vibe that is you. So you can do your favorite like fandoms on there, like those imageries or anything. Yeah, they just give an extra feel of you. So that's why I doing them or trying to learn them. Those skills are also very useful, or if you're going into the cosplay section, which I think are like amazing skills. People are making great stuff there. So yeah, so that's what I think about embroidery. It is inspired by the Final Strife. Don't know that one. Also, like the last one I didn't know as well, but this one I don't know either. If you know them and you recommend them, please let them know in the comments or the chat, so I can check them out. So I have them higher on my priority list. The imagery on here is like a book and like magic coming out of it. It's just a pouch. I'm probably going to use it for something. I don't know what yet, but you know, it works easily. The color is fine. I don't hate. I actually do love red. As a red eye myself, that's a you know, it's not my favorite color. My favorite color is green, like my t-shirt, like the darker ones. So yeah, I just have to find something that I want to put in the pouch. But for the rest, great item. Nothing to worry about. So we're going to the book I'm very curious about. From here, I already love the design already. So, just bubble plastic off. Okay. From out the bubble plastic, it looked a little bit different. But still great. It is, and hopefully I pronounce it very good. There's the Jasad Air, written by Sarah Hashim. It is mostly coalish with like the dark, it's black, but like not completely dark, like completely black. It's close to it. Some blue tint in there. It's a good combination. It's a good designed book. I do love this color on my shelf because it doesn't pop up too much, and it's still really nice without like screaming for like the color. So that's really good. This side, more of the color scheme. And on the back it says, "Get ready for an immeasurable tale of shattering kingdoms, forbidden magic, and cunning royals in Sarah Hashim's Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut." So, this was already giving off a little bit, going towards Egyptian style and stuff. But it's good to know that this really is going for that. So then we know that designer really thought of something that. On the back as well, it says, "At 10 years old, the heir of Yazad fled a massacre that consumed her entire family. At 15, she buried her first body. At 20, her carefully crafted lies are starting to crumble." So I'm really wondering, are we getting first, like, in the story, a background story? Do we see a little bit of the past and then going to the present? Or are we going, like, present time start and then slowly getting pieces of, like, the history? of the past. So we will dive into that a little bit later. Because the side of the pages are also always given a design, and they're doing a great job. This is great design. I don't fancy like extreme like imageries on the pages. I just want a nice pattern, and this is working really, really well for it. Fits with the color scheme, it's not different. Because I do also sometimes see, like, if, for example, the book is pink and you have something on the pages that's also like pink, but a different shade of pink, and then it doesn't combine very much. But this is working. So yeah, so let's get into it more. So let's see the out. Oh wow. Oh, I think I will just keep the hardcover. I will just get this off because look at this. This is really nice. It is. I might personally love simplicity, and I think this is just really nice. This is wow. And it works. Still works with the pages, which are darker. It still works. The only thing that I think is sad is that they don't have to put anything on the back. I think they can do like this kind of design. They should have done on the back as well. Mostly they don't do it because you have this over it, but yeah, it's still sad. And on the side, there's not a title. It says "Every Truth Has Its Time," which I also think is really nice to just have like this in your book shelf. So I think I'll just get rid of this somewhere. Maybe I'll just put it in the corner, so if anyone, like, if I decide to clean my bookshelf like in 10 years, I still have like the cover to get over it. I have to think about it. So going to the inside, they have gone for something differently. Mostly they are doing like either a scenery or like a character art piece on the inside. For this book, they've chosen differently. They've chosen a pattern, which I personally do love. Because the style that they are using for like the scenery and the characters really depends on if you like the style or not. For patterns, you just have to like patterns, and then mostly like the design as well because it's a pattern. And on the like back pages, they have the same. So it's really one style goes for all, and it works. And I think if you see, I don't know if it's very well shown, but they go from like the sides to here. It is clean. It has the same colors. It doesn't have the same pattern, but still, it doesn't like, it's not irritating. It's not like flashing. And probably that is because of the like the same color, same idea. Hi. Okay. Oh, it's. I didn't know if this would. Sometimes they do books that have like a standalone, but when I opened it, it says the Scorched Throne Book 1. So this is probably going to be an open ending. I not always like them because the next Illumicrate box won't have book number 2. They have a different book, and I want to read that one as well. And that's going to be sad because I also, if this is a good book, I also want to read the second one. And this year I didn't have like very much time to read, so I haven't read very much books either. Like I can't even like come up with one book like a month. And if I then like wants to read further in this series, but also getting a new one that I like get from Illumicrate, it's very difficult to keep up with all those. But yeah, we will see how this goes. So the book itself, let me see how many pages it has. It has 480 pages, so it's a big book again. They sometimes, like, Illumicrate switches from like a little bit over 200 pages to books that almost have 500 pages. For the ones who are not reading so fast like I do, or that doesn't, like, I'm not reading slow, I just don't have a lot of time to read, 500 pages is a lot. It's not that I, like, don't want to read this, but it does cost me a lot of time. But yeah, let's talk about the story. So, 10 years ago, the kingdom of Yasad burned. Its magic was outlawed, its royal family murdered down to the last child. At least, that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The lost heir of Yasad, Sylvia never wants to be found. She can't think about how Nizal's armies destroyed her kingdom and continued to hunt its people. Not if she wants to stay alive. But when Arin, Nizal heir, tracks a group of Yasadi rebels to her village, staying one step ahead of that gets trickier. In a moment of anger, Sylvia reveals her magic and captures Arin's attention. Now, to save her life, she will have to make a deal with her greatest enemy. If she helps him lure the rebels, Sylvia will escape persecution. A deadly game begins. Sylvia can't let Arin discover her identity, even as hatred shifts into something more. But the secret isn't as hidden as he thinks. Soon, Sylvia will have to choose between the life she wants and the one she left behind. The Scald's kingdom is rising, and it needs a queen. So, as a description, I'm very curious. It does not give me the you win or you die feeling, like, which I immediately got from, like, the Hunger Games. But yeah, I'm still curious to read. I am very interested in how they get the Egyptian feel into there. Do they, like, get use of Egyptian folk tales, or do they use, like, the Egyptian gods? So I'm curious about that. A little bit more information about the writer. Sarah Hashem is an American Egyptian writer from Southern California, where she spent many sunny days holed up indoors with a book. Sarah's love for fantasy and magical realms emerged during the 2 years her family lived in Egypt. When she isn't busy naming stray cats in her neighborhood after her favorite authors, Sarah can be found buried under coffee-ringed notebooks. Okay, I'm interesting because apparently she didn't live very long in Egypt, but it kept her attention. Probably, like, the stories about the folklore are either gods or something, or maybe the culture in general. And I'm wondering to see how that influenced the book. I am a little bit worried about, because I was just suspecting something else from the team. So I don't know, like, that's a little bit of a con for the book. But I do love the idea about, like, magic involved in the world. I think that's always a pro. As it has a female main character, for me personally that always reads nicely, because I myself am a female, so I can very quickly identify in like the main character. For the rest, I just have to see how the story is going and how the write style of this author is. Because some authors have a writing style that I like to read. They're going quickly over the book, and it makes reading even quicker. So then I can finish a book in like a month, because yeah, the writing style. Some other writing styles from authors are like harder to get through. Can be because they're very descriptive about some things, but it can also be like descripting about something doesn't make the writing style very hard to read, but it can make it, depends on how they are doing it, it can let you go slower over some scenarios. Yeah, I haven't read anything of this author, so I don't know about her very much. So yeah, I just have to see. So, very quick, what did we have? We had overall an amazing box with an amazing book, or at least design and the idea. I haven't got an Egyptian style book before, like a story, so I think that's really interesting. The design of the book is great, the same as the items. The design of all the items, there's not one item in here that I don't like the design of. And that doesn't happen very often. Sometimes I really don't like the color. Sometimes I really just not in favor of the design. Doesn't mean that it's a bad design, but it's more that's not my personal taste. This case, I love all the items, or at least the designs. I think the one item that I am as least favorite of are the teacups. But that's only because I don't like teacups that are this like shaped. Still, I think the design is great. The item that I love the most is a towel. I am a big fan of the Hunger Games. I'm very curious about the movie that's coming out in November. I don't know which day, but at least November. I can't wait. I'm very curious. I know that Katniss will not be in there because it's like many years, like when Snow was young. But that item is definitely my favorite. My favorite like fandom from all what's in there. I think also the item that I will use the most. The other items, the pouch and like the card games, will definitely keep. But like the pouch, I will have to find a destination for, and for the card game, I just have to like try the game out and see if I like to play it still, because I love to play it in childhood, but I don't know if I will still love it today. But still, it's amazing. Maybe I only will keep it for the art, because the art pieces on there are definitely a style that I like, and I will keep that probably only for the art. If you are one that buys box separately, this box is worth your money. Go buy it. It's great. Nothing to worry about. For next time, the August theme that we're getting is Hidden Magic. Always love that. I do love books about magic, so that's good. And it says, if you look around, you will find magic hidden in the most unexpected of places. The featured book this month is going to be young adult fantasy, the first in an exciting new series. Okay, so that's a little bit sad because I already know that's going to book one of something. And again, do not prefer them in Illumicrate boxes. In a world where magic is hidden and a mysterious plague is spreading across the land, a young woman is struggling to hide her powers. But when she gets caught up in a secret magic organization, she has no choice but to embrace them and restore peace to the realm. Okay, the description of it will probably really be a book that I will going to read. And depending on the writing style, I will probably finish the book very quickly. It's a story. I do love when a main character is getting into an organization. I love it when somebody is still struggling with a talent or a power they have, because they are not overpowered. They have struggles and they have to come, and eventually they become stronger. And I love them especially if they do some kind of training or like knowledge gathering in the book themselves. I think that's for me personally. I love to read those. I think those like just give the whole flow of the book something better. The items of this like next month are going to be inspired by the priority of the orange tree, sorcery of thorns, the house in the Ceruleancy. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And a item officially licensed. Oh, it's an officially licensed Mortal Instrument. Okay, I do love the Mortal Instrument as well. Started the series. I already read like one side book that gives spoilers of the rest of the story, but I have watched the series, watched the movie. Big fan of everything. Even though some people don't like the movie, I still think it's a value piece, as it is maybe, I think it was a starting point of to see how big of a fandom there's behind there, and eventually like the Netflix adaptation of like the Mortal Instruments came out of it. I think that's like very useful. It gives a different look out the world, and some people will love it, some will think it's horrible, and that's fine. So hopefully the item will be either an item that's useful for me, because those items I love the most, because I can literally get use them all the time. Or if it is a item that like as a decoration, because mostly they do either do a useful item or they do a decoration piece. In this case, I don't have a decoration piece in this box, which I do love sometimes, because you only have limited space and you can only have so many decoration pieces, and then you have to choose. For useful items, you mostly have more space because you have to use a lot of items in your life. So as simple as that. So I hope that the Mortal Instruments item is going to be a useful item, especially like towels that can be like a tea towel as well. Maybe a tote bag. I do love tote bags. I use them all the time. That would be also a very useful one. I don't hope it's going to be a cup or something, as I just don't love the designs overall of them. So yeah, so I'm very, very curious. Hopefully it will be a useful one. But now we had a look out about all the items. We had even a review of me, like me getting over the items, the book. So I think this will be the end of the stream. I think great box, very enthusiastic. Go get it. And even if you don't can get it, maybe you can, like, I found out that a lot of those items are being sold on Vinted, because what happens is not everybody loves the items. Not everybody needs a towel, but loves the rest of the items or the book. And they've placed the items or either Vinted or see them on Etsy, Etsy, or other places. Go buy them there if you only like one of the items. I think there's a good place there, and Vinted is very useful for those. So that's the last tip of the day from me for you. So now I want to conclude this session, this stream, by wishing you all a nice evening or night or day, depending on your time of where you're watching this. And I hope that I will see you next week as well. Bye!